Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a test video related to the NEXAT pack or the NEXAT DLC. I have a lovely barley field here with 100% yield bonus. I've saved the game, and I have a NEXAT harvester and a regular harvester over here. Now what I've heard that you get 10% more harvest. This is kind of a rumor I've heard. So we're going to see if you actually do get a yield bonus by using the NEXAT harvester pack and stuff. So that's what we're going to actually test here. I'm also going to take a look at the straw. So I have the TARDIS pack by Omatana over here to help me collect all of my straw and grain and stuff. So these have a massive capacity, so I can just go out and do one pass. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, well, let's just start with this guy right here. So open up our help menu. I'm going to go ahead and enable the straw swath, lower this down, and turn it on. Now I'm assuming that like planting with the NEXAT pack is not what gives it the bonus. That's what I'm assuming. But we don't know. So what I'm going to do is just go across the field. It's the same size field. It'll be the same thing. I've saved the game before this, so that way when I come load back in here, I'll just grab the NEXAT and do the same thing as this, just with the NEXAT pack. So yeah, we'll see what the yield difference is. I think I've noticed that there is maybe a slight increase in the yield with it. Just using it a little bit, it seems like I get more off of fields than I'm used to. It seems like the grain tank fills up faster. But I also have to remember too that a regular harvester like this one runs at 6 miles an hour. The NEXAT is faster. It does run at 7 miles per hour. So that's another thing to consider as well. Now, the other thing I've heard as well, which we will actually test in this video, is I've heard this from multiple people, that if you are using the header that comes with the NEXAT pack, you can use it on other harvesters. So for example, it would work fine theoretically. Make sure I don't have any more straw coming out. Yep, it would work fine theoretically with this harvester. However, I've heard that you can't use regular headers, so this header here you could not use with the NEXAT pack. So I am curious about that, and I do want to test that as well, and see, you know, are the headers interchangeable at all? And if they are interchangeable, in what way are they interchangeable? So that way we kind of have an idea for that. So a couple questions I want to answer is, yes, the main one is the yield bonus. Can we get a yield bonus off of this? But if you care about that other question being answered, I'll do that after I run the yield bonus test. So that's kind of my plan with that. So what I'll do is I'll run this test. I will find out how much straw and how much, you know, let me turn that off now. I'll find out how much straw and how much grain we get to see if there is a yield bonus and if it also applies to the straw. And then I will exit the game, do the same thing with the NEXAT pack. And then I will load back into the game again after I get that data there, and then we will test the headers together to see if we can do that. So that's my plan. I will see you guys here in just a bit. Yeah, that's what we're going to go ahead and do, is do some testing and see if we can find some stuff out about the NEXAT pack. All right, we are back, and it is also time for us to test these headers and what have you. So yeah, but the results are actually kind of interesting. So yes, you do get 10% more. When I harvested the field with the regular harvester, I got 14,602 liters. And when I harvested it with the NEXAT, I got 16,062 liters for a 10% yield bonus. But when it came to the straw, it was interesting. When I harvested the field with this guy, the regular harvester, I got 50,897 liters of straw. When I harvested it with the NEXAT over there, I got 48,349 liters. So I actually got less. I got 5% less. So it actually reduced my straw yield, which I thought was super interesting. Yeah, I was not expecting that. Yeah, super interesting to me. Okay, now let's go ahead and disconnect this header. And I am pretty sure this is going to say, no, you cannot do this. But we'll try it. They're the same price and the same width. They're just different brands, pretty much. It's pretty much the main differences here. Yep, no. Nope, don't disconnect that. No connecty. Alright, well, that checks out. Let's get over to this guy and try to hook up to the NEXAT header right here. And it works. Now the next question I have, this is the gearing hop, that's right. The next question I have is, are we going to see, oh, we can harvest at 7 miles an hour now. That was one of my questions. So just because we're using this header right here, I don't care about the straw right now, but just because we're using this header right here, we're now able to go 7 miles per hour. Now the next question I have, and as you guys probably have as well, if I harvest it with this header, is it the header that gives the bonus or the NEXAT? Because the header might just be the magical piece of the puzzle here. So let's go ahead and harvest this real quick. It's the same field. We know how much yield we got before off of this. All we have to do is get to a point where we at least know we're going to get more than what we got before. So we'll go ahead and harvest this just to see, because that would be great. It's also, I mean, already, even if you don't get a yield bonus, it's worth buying this header anyways. It's the same width as the regular big case header, but it goes a mile an hour faster. That is fantastic. So yeah, that's great. And I'm super curious to see what we're going to get for yield off of this. Because again, the NEXAT itself got 16,000. So if we get 60,000, 62 like the NEXAT, or very close to that at least, then we know that the header itself is what gives the yield bonus, which would be absolutely insane to have that available. That would be worth, I mean, this is, just getting that little bonus is already worth, I think, the pack anyways. But I also want to note as well with that too, it's kind of interesting because when you use, I did some testing when I did my most profitable crop test. When I tested the swathing pack, like the MacDon pack, it was interesting because you also got that, I think it's a 20% yield increase to do swathing. You also got a 20% increase in the straw. So that's why I wanted to make sure I tested the straw here as well. So yeah, it's interesting that you lose a little bit of straw doing it that way. That kind of makes more sense, because if you just have a better piece of equipment that picks up more of the grain off of the stalks for the crop that you're harvesting, it would make sense that there's technically going to be less straw because, well, yeah, there's more in the grain tank. So that makes sense. But it is interesting to me. Theoretically, it should be a 10% deficit overall volume, I guess. Well, maybe not 10%. It should be the exact same as the... it wouldn't be 10%, 10%. It should be the exact same volume, theoretically speaking. The minus 5% is definitely more than the 10% bonus for the yield, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I guess 5% is a good kind of middle ground there for that. But let's see. I don't think we're going to get it. I don't think we're at it. I think we're going to get 14,000 off of this as well. I don't think we're going to get... I just don't see us getting the... It is nice that you can harvest faster. That still alone is a very nice bonus, but I don't see us getting... I don't see us with where we're at right now. I don't see us getting more than 14,600, or at least, you know, right around where we got the first time when we did the yield test. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, I think the NEXAT is what gives the yield bonus. The harvester header, though, will run at 7 miles an hour on a different piece of equipment, which is super nice. So, yeah, it is nice that we know that you can use the NEXAT headers on other things, and they can run them at 7 miles an hour. But it's also nice to note the NEXAT is the only way to get that 10% yield bonus, which is pretty cool. And right about there, yep, 14,602. Exactly the same as what we got before. So, yeah, that's quite cool. That's what I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.